Sacred heights calling, sacred heights calling, to the silence, to the light, sacred heights calling, sacred heights.
In 2022, as the world struggled through the uncertainty of the COVID-19 pandemic, two young men began a journey that would take them far from their homeland, from the heart of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, to the Caribbean country of Trinidad and Tobago. At a time when borders were uncertain and travel across the world had become difficult, they stepped forward in faith, answering a call that would change their lives forever. From the vast nation of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, in the very heart of Africa, a land of deep faith, rich culture, and resilient people, they left, leaving behind the mighty Congo River, the bustling streets of Kinshasa, and the familiar rhythms of home. Across the Atlantic Ocean, on the island of Trinidad, a new chapter awaited them, a land rich in culture, faith, music, and hope. Far from home, in the sacred stillness of Mount St. Benedict, Brother Samuel and Brother Yannick would begin a journey of transformation. Though their paths unfolded differently, their destination remained the same. Together they learned the rhythm of monastic life. Prayer, work and study. Ora, labora, lectio divina. Now, after years of formation, sacrifice, and perseverance, they stand at the threshold of a sacred promise, their solemn profession, offering their lives completely to God, in the ancient Benedictine tradition. This is a story of friendship, of brotherhood, of two paths and one calling. Brothers Yannick and Samuel made their solemn monastic profession before family, friends, fellow monks, and members of the wider community. The solemn ceremony marks the culmination of years of discernment, prayer, formation, and service within the Benedictine community. Through their profession, Brothers Yannick and Samuel publicly vowed stability, obedience, and fidelity to the monastic way of life, committing themselves permanently to God and the community of the abbey. In the heart of southern Congo lies the city of Likasi, a place shaped by rich mineral resources, industrious communities, and a deep Christian heritage. It is here that Brother Yannick first opened his eyes to the world. Amid the rhythms of family life, faith, and community, the seeds of a vocation were quietly planted. Brother Samuel was born in the city of Butembo, in the North Kivu province of the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Nestled in the highlands of eastern Congo, Butembo is known for its vibrant commercial activity, strong Christian heritage, and resilient spirit. It is a city where faith and community life remain deeply rooted, values that would help shape Samuel's journey toward the Benedictine Monastery at Mount St. Benedict. Though separated by distance and raised in different parts of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Samuel and Yannick share a common foundation. Both were born into loving Catholic families where faith played a central role in daily life. Samuel grew up in Butembo with his parents, two brothers, and two sisters, while Yannick was raised in Likasi alongside his parents, one sister, and two brothers. In homes where prayer, family values, and devotion to God were deeply cherished, the seeds of their vocations were quietly planted, seeds that would eventually bring them together on a shared journey to Mount St. Benedict.
Hi brothers and sisters, I'm Samuel Muhindo.
I'm Brother Yannick Celestine Kabi.
I come from a Christian Catholic family, and so I remember as a child, mostly my mother used to take us to the church for the morning mass, and also my sisters and my aunts. I remember that they used to take me to a Catholic movement, which is called Eucharistic Crusade, in which I grew up. And it's when I was in that movement that I started also, I joined the group of altar servers. And I have been altar server for 12 years.
I was born in a very, very devoted family, Catholic family. So from my childhood, my parents used to take me and all the family, especially on Sunday going at Mass. It was like an obligation. So also I can remember that we were very involved in a charismatic movement, especially in the Emmanuel community. Yes, it is a French foundation, is like a group of prayer, like living water. Yes, I think it is the same. Can be the same. They can have the same charism. Yes, and I joined the group of altar servers until when I was 17 years old. And after that, I was a reader at French Mass. About the call, I can say that as a child, I was willing, or I was dreaming to do law at university one day, and to join army after that. To join army because I was admiring a military magistrate who was very close to my family. That was I can say my first dream. About religious life, that came later after secondary school. So I started thinking about that after secondary school. Yes, and it was not easy because. First of all, after talking to my parish priest, may he rest in peace, I was thinking to join our archdiocese. My parish priest told me that it will be wise for me to go at the university and to study philosophy.
Well, yes. On my side, I felt this call to religious life since my childhood. And first of all, I would say it's because of the position of our house. As I said, I was born in Butembo, and in my neighborhood, just close to our house, there are two convents. The first one is for the religious sisters of the Company of Mary, and the other one is for the Carmelites. And so I'm from Carmelite parish, and we are just there between. So I always say that I grew up with religious sisters and priests. So I was close, all the time to them. I was seeing them all the time. So since my childhood, I felt this call, and this pushed me to join the group, which is called the vocational group. As altar servant, also all the time, I was close to the priest. So I was kind of, inspired by the way of preaching, the way of praying, of the priest, the Carmelite priest who used to celebrate the Mass. And so I joined the vocational group because, in Congo, generally in Congo, you can't join religious life unless you pass by there. And even when you apply to go somewhere, to go, I don't know, by the Benedictine, to go by the Jesuits, this group has to support you. And even there, the superior has to ask, they ask the letter from the group, and the parish priest has to support you. So that's why I joined this group. And I spent like maybe six years in that group. So I was learning, the way of living of different, religious families, because I remember sisters and brothers and priests used to come and talk about their charism, the charism of their religious families. Yes, so that's how, that's what I can say about the calling.
So I would like to say something about my parents. My mother, she was the strict one. She's the strict one, and every time she was checking that we stay disciplined and at the right path. But my father is a easygoing man. So when I spoke to them, for my mother, the first question was, are you sure that you are disciplined enough to to join religious life? But for my father, it was not so a big problem. But I got a kind of opposition from my late grandmother because I'm the first boy. Yes, I'm the first boy, and in our culture, especially for ancient, old generations, so the first boy is like after the father is the first boy. And my grandmother, she didn't show it clearly, but she used to make some jokes, or time to time. Like I remember, she used to tell. I'm sorry to say that. She used to tell me, Yannick, if something is wrong with your body, I think people can get me. Please tell me. I will talk to some people who look some, how do you say, racine, roots?
Right.
Yes, who can take care of you, who can say about that. So that was, it is a way, it is, how to say, a way of saying that as a first boy, they were looking, so they were expecting to have, how to say, me to keep the name of the family by making children. But for my parents, no, it was not so a big problem. But I remember when I went to the university, my father was asking me, so why so to pay a lot of money for philosophy? So you see, but really opposition, I cannot say that, but maybe they was hiding it. Yes, I didn't get opposition in terms of no, you will not go. Yes, but I got support from my family. Until now, they're still praying for me. Glory to God.
I always link the life of the prophet Samuel with mine. So in this story of the prophet Samuel, you know how he was born. I always link that to mine too. My parents experienced a pain of miscarriage. Yes, and I was born after that. I always link the life of the prophet Samuel to mine. And, the mother of the prophet Samuel was barren. And that did not discourage her. She kept praying. And she would go to the church, she used to weep and ask, God for a child. And when God gave this child to her, she promised to God that this child will work, will work for him. So this is what happened too. My mother too was not discouraged, after this experience of pain, of the miscarriage, And so I always say that as the mother of the prophet Samuel gave him to the church, and so my mother, and so I said my parents, and gave me to the church. And so when I joined, first of all, the vocational group, and even when I told them about coming here, there was no opposition. So I got support from them, from my brothers and sisters, and from my friends. But I should say something that when I was preparing myself to come here, I got opposition from some friends because they heard about Trinidad. They heard about the crime, human trafficking. So they said, "Why are you going there? Please be careful." It's the only opposition that I got from some friends. But that did not discourage me because I knew that, God was calling me to come here.
I think in Kinshasa around 2019, 2020, I was studying and I was teaching. I was a teacher. At that time, it was not easy for me to manage those things, and sometimes I could not get time of going at mass. So, but on Thursday, I remember Thursday, I used to do my best. On Thursday, I can go for adoration and spending time in the church for adoration and by the grotto, talking to the Virgin Mary. And I was in touch with a priest there. So he said that was surprising him to see me almost every Thursday. Very devoted to, so seeing me in the church and in the grotto. So we shared together, and he told me that for him, monastic life could be the best one for me. So I was asking many questions, but at the end, I noticed that serving God in monastic life, in community life, prayer by prayer and work, that is a good path for me. That is that was a good choice for me. That's why today I'm still in that school of listening. Yes, in that school of listening with Saint Benedict.
So what I can say about the calling to monastic life is that first of all, there is a monastery in my city. And this monastery is for Silvestrian monks. They are Benedictines too. And so when I joined the vocational group, there was a time that I went there for some sessions, because when you are in that group, you go from time to time to different communities. So I went there, but after some times I left and I went to somewhere else. So that was the first, the first call, that I about, that's where I learned something about monastic life. And also, so it happened in my life. I'll never forget this. So I was living in another city, Congo, which is called Goma. I lived there for like 2 years. And so I was online. And I remember that Brother Gerard, a former monk, who was here, I don't know how he got my name. I was online on Facebook, and he sent me a message that this is Brother Gerard. I know I'm a monk, in Trinidad and Tobago. I'm a Benedictine, and so I'm looking for some young men who would like to join us. I said, I don't know, because first of all, I said, what? Because I did not believe, because with all that we experience, in social media. on social media, I did not believe in this. Is when he put me in contact with the abbot, and started to send me some little videos, the live stream of the mass, that I started to believe in him, that, maybe it's true. So I was not thinking about monastic life anymore. It's him who contacted me, and from there I started to do also novena. As I was in Goma, I went many times by the Salesian, but they had a very beautiful grotto. I used to go there to pray the rosary, the way of the cross, and so on, and for the masses, and so I'm here. I decided to come here, yes, after reflecting and praying. Yes, I always say that Brother Gerard was sent by God. He was like an angel, sent to me. Sent to me and asking me to, invited me to come to Trinidad.
So I remember as a child, we used to travel some time with my family and other group in the parish, going in Kiswishi. Kiswishi is the monastery in my region in Lubumbashi. There was a priest. He was very involved in charismatic movement. He was a monk of Kiswishi. That was so I was very, very young. My first experience of monks, but I was not. I can say when that priest told me that he thought that for him the best way could be monastic life. I was asking myself plenty questions and many questions, because I had some opportunities, some congregations, and I remember there was a bishop, one bishop who was willing to take me. But I remember one day, it was a Sunday. I was after Mass, I was preparing myself to meet a friend of mine who is a missionary of Africa. He's a priest now in Nigeria, he's Congolese. And on Facebook, somebody sent me an invitation on Facebook, and it was Brother Gerard. So I was asking myself, so when I went and checked who was he, and to see what was, about his photos, pictures, and I saw, and I accepted his request. And from that, the same time, he introduced himself, and he asked me, because he saw on my page, I had, so I used to share different reflections of some priests. So I got in touch with him. And when I shared with my friend, he's a missionary of Africa. So first of all, we were doubting because of what is going on in social media. And we checked on, and we asked him different questions. And my friend told me, Yannick, this is a sign. You see, some days ago, there was somebody who told you that the best way for you could be a monastic life, is a monastic life. And today somebody who is a monk, and we don't know about him, and he sent a request, and he's introduced himself to you, and he is sharing with you his monastery. So please think about that. I think from that, I said that it was God. It was God.
When in terms of monastic life in our area, people don't support it a lot, because they think that you will be inside all the time. You can't go out. And so when I told some of my friends that now I have to go to Trinidad to become a monk, so some of my friends told me, as we know you, Samir, you like to go out. Will you cope? Will you cope with that? because you are not always in the same place. You are here, you are there, you are, you know. Will you cope with that kind of life? I said yes by the grace of God, and here I am. Yes.
In 2021, so after realizing that it was a true monastery, it was a true place, and after it is a true place, a true monastery, and after sharing with the family, with friends, and after taking a decision, so that time Gerard connected us. Gerard connected Samuel and I. For more than 10 years, I was living far from my family. I was in Kinshasa, in the capital. And Samuel was in Goma. So it is 2 hours by plane. 2 hours by plane. So Gerard connected us. And Samuel had to leave Goma to Kinshasa. So from Kinshasa, we had to prepare our papers and our journey. So that is how we were connected, and we met together.
You know, as we said, this was Gerard who connected us. You know, and as Yannick just said, I was living in Goma City, and so. We were talking all the time, because we were talking about, you know, the problem of visas. That was the first, you know, visa, because it was, you know, the visa, you know, to get the visa, the Trinidadian visa was a problem. So we were talking about that. And I remember that I sent even because I was not ready to go to Kinshasa, I sent my passport to Yannick. I sent my passport met him first. My passport met him first before me. And so I traveled to Kinshasa, and I remember that we met when we went together to the Brazilian embassy. Yeah.
So I think from Goma, Samuel sent me his passport. So from Kinshasa, where I was, I had to prepare everything and to send my passport, his passport, and the forms, our forms, to South Africa. Because the nearest embassy, Trinidadian embassy, was in South Africa. So with DHL, so I sent documents from Kinshasa to South Africa with DHL. After getting Trinidadian visa, after long period, Samuel came in Kinshasa because we had to get the transit visa, Brazilian visa. So that's why Samuel came to Kinshasa, and we met at the Brazilian embassy. But also, let me tell you something, a joke. That man, when he came to Kinshasa, he didn't know how Kinshasa is. How to say? Because Kinshasa is not easy. You should know what time and where to pass. So he didn't tell that. He told me that he will come in Kinshasa, but he arranged that somebody else will pick him. So because I was not available at that day, so they helped him.
So it was that was that was like my third time to go there. But that happened. It was a bad experience because my laptop, I met these guys with knives and machetes, and I said, wow, what is going on? Yeah. So they took. I said, okay, you can take. But what I said, okay, you take. They took my things, my phone, but fortunately my passport and my documents were with Yannick because I sent them before. Yes, so that was, it was like a miracle also in this, and I'm alive too. And some of the documents were returned back. Yes, some of the documents. Maybe when they stole them, they realized that, oh, these documents are very maybe important for him. Let's take them back. Yes, but I thank God, I'm alive and I'm here. Yes.
Congo is everything for me. Congo is my soul, is my blood. We have a saying that Congo Mbokelengi, a sweet country. You see, in Congo, people have problems. People have challenges. Many people all over the world, but you will see that despite problems, people are almost every time they are happy. They are very, very happy despite problems. So to live such place, to live a Congo, which the country which gives me everything, it was not easy. It was not easy because I was wondering about where are we going? What are we going to meet there? And like I can say I had like my stability. I was renting my house. I had my job, so I can say I had enough for myself. So to leave my country to go, you are going somewhere with, I don't know, many questions. And incertitude? Yes. Incertitude. So that made me, honestly, made me sad, and I was asking myself plenty questions about that. So leaving Congo, it was not easy. It was not easy.
It was not easy to leave the country, I was born there, I grew up there, I studied there, I did many things in that country. So as Yannick was saying, but if you have to say it in a Trinidadian way, you will say that Congolese like to line. They like to line, it's sweet there, So it was not easy to leave my parents. I was living in Goma when I received this call to come to Trinidad. But before traveling to Kinshasa, I went back home where my parents live in Butembo City. I went back home to say hi to say goodbye. And it was not easy to leave my parents, my brothers and sisters, my friends, everything. It was not really easy. My culture, my mother tongue, Swahili, French, because here, we have to adapt to a new culture. We have to adapt to a new language. Here is English-speaking country. Congo is French, many. So it was not easy. Yes, that's what we can say.
I was leaving Congo without seeing my parents, my family, because I left my parents for more than almost 10 years. And I was leaving Congo for far away without seeing them. So saying to them goodbye at the phone, it was not easy for me.
So the hardest goodbye was the goodbye to you know, my parents, my brothers and sisters, you know, my culture, you know, my food, you know, the food of Congo, the language, fufu. You know, yeah, fufu, you know, no fufu here.
No, there is fufu.
Yes, that was the hardest one, to leave, you know, my family, you know, mostly my mother and brothers and sisters. You know, it was not easy.
Oh, our journey from Kinshasa, from Congo to Trinidad, I think is one of the hardest things in my life. So from the airport, the problem started. So Ethiopian Airlines, they used to give us trouble. Somebody was expecting us to give him money. Yes. And also our immigration. The immigration of Congo. So they took our documents, our passports. So they say, you are going in Trinidad. So they had to check everything. And I don't know, their boss, she told us that there is a human traffic there. So at that side, so they had to check if it was a true monastery where we were going. So they took us almost 1 hour. Mm-hmm. Yes, so our journey, so the problem started from Kinshasa. We had a COVID test from Congo, but when we reached Addis Abeba, they imposed us another test. The same day, it was the same day.
And expensive.
And very expensive. Almost 3 times expensive than what we did in Congo. But the main problem, we met it in Brazil, Sao Paulo.
It was not easy, you know, because when we reached to Sao Paulo, we had a problem because they said copper. Because from Kinshasa to Brazil, we travel with Ethiopia Airlines. And so we had to travel from Brazil to Trinidad with Copa Airlines. But reaching Brazil, they told us that, I don't know, Ethiopian Airlines did not send information about us, you know, I don't know, in Trinidad. Yes. That's what they said. So that was a big problem. And that's because of that, we stayed at the airport for three nights. Yes, we were there, just sleeping there, you know. It was not an easy experience. Father, and that's how we met Father Alexander from Brazil, and I think the abbot called Rome.
Yes, abbot called Saint Anselmo.
Yeah,
Rome, and Rome connected him to the monk of Brazil who could speak English.
Yeah. Yes. And he came, you know, we had to do a test again there, a COVID test, and expensive, like 100 of US.
More than...
Oh, yeah. So, and, you know, is Father Alexander who helped us. He helped us, you know, to do that. And so then he took us also to a restaurant, a very beautiful restaurant. We had a meal together. And then we went so our last night, we spent it in a hotel there in the airport. And all that is Father Alexander. Yes.
You can meet good, nice people all over the world and bad people all over the world. We met a policeman in Brazil, Sao Paulo, who helped us a lot. Yes, that man guided us. You have to go there without knowing us. But we used to ask some of them just to know where is the office of COPA. Many of them could not read. So, no, go this, this. But the airport is very, very big. And it is our first time. We don't know where to go. But that guy guided us and took us. May God bless him. I didn't get problem here at the immigration. I met a wonderful, I don't know, office, a woman of immigration officer. So I was smiling. You see, sometimes you can ask me questions in English, very strong English, so I was smiling. And she gave me 3 months without problem. No, before she asked me are you going at the Mount St. Benedict? Yes. Your invitation letter? Yes. What is the name of the abbot? I gave her the name and his phone number. Do you have his phone number? So I gave her the phone number. She was checking something and she gave me 3 months without problem. So I was blessed, but I don't know about Samuel. He says he doesn't know, but I know that he knows. I showed them all my documents and answered all the questions, but only 1 month they gave me. So they gave Yannick 3 months and they gave me 1 month.
After that, my first impression of Trinidad was that, Trinidad was, very beautiful, peaceful, welcoming people. And that's what I can say. And even here, even here when I came, I remember, being welcomed by, first at the airport, because the airport was there with Brother Gerard. They were there to welcome us, at the airport. Yes.
So when I reached the monastery, the first day, it was on Sunday. It was from my room that I realized that I missed Congo. I missed many things from where I came. That was the impression, the first impression. You see, I started to think about from where I came from where I came, and it was not easy our first days because Samuel were more developed in English. His English was a little bit better. I am still fighting with my English, but at that time it was worse. So the first problem was the language, how to connect with people. But glory to God, we were using the language of God, the language of love, or sometimes smiling, just yes. The first impression about being inside, that was not a problem because from my family and from myself, I was an inside man. So I used to go out like the weekends. That's the weekends. It was sacred time for me and my friends. But moving around every time, no. So it was not about being inside. It was not a problem. But I had many questions on my first days. Many questions. Yes.
Yes, so as Yannick just said, so the first day was just like, a kind of being, grateful to God, after a long, journey. So, thanking God for the protection. And so the early, Gerard was here, like out, the master and also the abbot. we are grateful to them for their guidance. So we had to do what they asked us to do, you know. And the first week we were like just like taking rest, you know, like knowing the place. And so after that, I think they gave us some responsibilities, because I remember that after some time, they sent me to there is a chicken house somewhere there, you know, close to the retreat house. And so that was like my duty already. So I used to go there almost every morning. I used to go and feed the chicken. And so, because knowing that, you know, our motto was, you know, as Benedictines in his work and prayer. So that was like my work, and then also the prayer, because prayer here, when you come for your first time here at Mount Saint Benedict, is not easy. I was lost all the time. It was not really easy. And also the food, you know, the food was not, you know, Indian food and this, you know, kalalu, I don't know. Option, I don't know, doubles. You know, it was not easy. But in terms of being inside, I did not really, even if, you know, in Congo I used to go, you know, all over. But that was not really a problem, because I remember I met one religious brother, a Combonian, a missionary, who told me that, you know, Samuel, if you want to, you know, succeed, you know, in your life, you should learn how to remain in the same place, to sit. If you want to succeed in your studies, you know, to succeed, please, you learn how to sit, to be, you know, the same place, you know. So you should learn how to, because all the time you can't be going out. You have to learn how to sit and, you know, reflect on your project, you know. Yeah. So that's what I can say. And so the brothers were okay, welcoming. They were happy to have us, you know, here.
So the first days, I was going to add something about what Samuel has just said. It was a time of learning for us, learning how to change the life. So it was I can say a new beginning. So you have to learn not being independent, but you have to depend the bell. Like first thing for me, what was I don't know what. Sometimes oh my God, it was the bell, especially the electrical bell, because it's just not far from my room. So like in the morning maybe you are sleeping and dreaming. You have to learn the bell. You see, it is a school. It is a big school. You are doing something, and when the bell, you have to stop. Mm-hmm. That was the first challenge. Also, to live with people who are so. It was my first. So you meet people for the first time. So you have to ask how to go with them, how to ask questions, how to talk to them. Especially almost, I can say, many of them were, so there is a big gap of age. You see? That was, Gerard was like a bridge, but Gerard was not too old. So there was that gap. So it was a time of learning that the first days. Also, as Samuel said, it was a time of praising the Lord from our long journey. Because after that, things became very, very, very difficult. Mm-hmm. Extremely difficult. Things were difficult, but after us, things became almost impossible. Mm-hmm. So it was a time of of praising God, our first days. of learning. Okay, I would like to add something about my impression about Trinidad when we came first here, because I think I didn't. First of all, I was very impressed by the diversity of people, of races. But one thing were striking me was you can see very young people who can call old people by their names. In our culture, is a kind of is a big sin. As you, Curtis, to call you Curtis or Alfred at that time, it was impossible for me and for Samuel, because for us, somebody who has the age of your father or your mother, you have to call him like a you have to call him Papa, like Papa Curtis, Papa. Yes, you cannot call him by the name. No, but that was a thing. Yes. I was asking me plenty questions, because some people here, I used to call them like Mr. or Mrs. No, call me by. And I remember somebody was very. She was not happy because I think I called her Miss. Or, no, call me by my name. But in our culture, we do not have that. About studies, so after some months of postulancy, we started our journey of novitiate. After 1 year of novitiate, after our first profession, so the community asked me to do monastic formation online from St. Anselmo, and liturgy online from St. Myrad's Seminary and School of Theology in Indianapolis. I think Brother Basil was here. Yes, he is from St. Myrad's. So the community asked me to do those things. So glory to God, I completed the monastic formation, and by the grace of God, maybe in August I'm going to complete my master degree in theology and option of liturgy option. So by the glory of the Lord.
After the first simple profession, I was asked to go. I was asked to go there, to study theology. And so I just completed my graduation. So I'm joyful. I'm blessed. I feel humble, and I thank God for this, because when I first went there, my first days there were not easy. Coming also from the French, country, it's speaking, it was not easy. I had to do everything, I had to study in English. So it was not easy, but by God's grace, I completed my degree in theology. And so I thank God, and also all those who supported me. Yes.
Historic Mount St. Benedict Abbey became the setting for a profound moment of faith and commitment as brothers Yannick and Samuel made their solemn monastic profession before family, friends, fellow monks, and members of the wider community. The solemn ceremony marks the culmination of years of discernment, prayer, formation, and service within the Benedictine community. Through their profession, brothers Yannick and Samuel publicly vowed stability, obedience, and fidelity to the monastic way of life.
Whatever I'm going to do now, I have to do it as the ambassador of my monastic community, of Benedictine order and of the church. Until death, I belong to the church, I belong to my community, and I have to do the will of God in the church through my community.
And so I thank God for this call to this monastic life. I ask God to to continue supporting me in this life.
Guys, do not be afraid. As Saint Benedict said, if you put Christ above everything.
I would like to invite young people who may, feel that call to monastic life, not to be afraid, not to hesitate to respond to God's call. A lot of people think that monastic life is very difficult. A lot of people think that, and there are some men who came here and they had to spend like maybe 3 months, but only 1 week they were, in 1 week they were tired. A lot of people think that, but I assure you that monastic life is not difficult and is not impossible. We are here and we assure you, because we are living this life, so we assure you that it is not difficult. We are enjoying this life. We are enjoying this mount, this area, and so please don't be afraid. If you feel that call, don't hesitate, and you can come here to Mount Saint Benedict. You can come to visit us, and we can talk.
Thank you very much for everybody, for God, for our monastic community, especially for the Abbot John. So he's, how to say, he knows very well our journey, and without him we could not make it, because he made efforts, sacrifices. So until now he's still supporting us. So we are considering him as a father, as a mother, and as a brother. So thank you, Abbot John, and thank you for all the members of our monastic community, Brother Pascal, Brother Richard, and Brother Lance, and our young brother, Brother Prince. So thank you for the family we are now. And thank you for everybody, for people who come day after day, every day at our monastic community, in the church, praying with us. Thank you for all different families. I don't know if I'm going to say for Marcellin, for Curtis, for Charles family, for the Kant's family, for Charles, the Charles family, for the Animen. So many families, a lot of people who still sustaining us, who sometimes that there are some people who sometimes who can tell, brother, you see today, it seems that you were not very focused during the prayer. So there are those people, they are very important for our journey. Thank you, and may God bless you.
Yes, as my final message, I thank God for, first for the grace, the strength that He gave me to persevere until now. And at the same time, I thank, yes, my parents, my brothers and sisters, this monastic community, for the encouragement, the advices that helped me to reach, where I am now. I'm thankful and I'm grateful. I thank you for the support. I thank also all those that, I met here, and I made friends, here in Trinidad. I assure you that I'll pray for you, and I ask you to continue praying for me and for all of us. God bless you. Thank you.
Sacred heights, Polly. Sacred heights, Polly. To the sun.